the office or someone what was going on, but I was like,
so we got a school shooter.
Like, this is
well, a couple of,
like,
two.
You're with me till the end, and this is the end. I didn't think he was really going to do it.
So this one reckons he was under pressure
like that crazy.
to, you know, be a school shooter.
Sad and like lonely. At school, I'm a completely different person.
Oh, and this one's all sad because, you know, life's so tough for this one.
I try to be friends with everyone. I'm a people pleaser, and I kind of let people walk all over me.
Really? Lets people walk all over, but is a school shooter. Yeah, it makes so much sense.
Pose. Got any penis enlargement pills?
Oh yeah, so this guy with the short hair is switching from woman to man.
Morgan McKinney, Alec's mom, had her own theory.
All these years, I've never told my kid not to.
It's an insane situation, let's just say. The whole thing, I mean,
to stop hanging out with
one of them's on this, like, poor me vibe. Alright. Let me just pop a jumper on. The visual's down 2 seconds. Uh-oh. I just gotta jump up on. Bear with me, my beautiful people. It's coming any second.
Alec's Snapchat revealed the side of Devon that Morgan
Honestly,
might have found
we
concerning.
gotta go back to the... There you go. The more so madness. What's this one doing here then? Sounds like it was maybe bunning crack. But, yeah, I ain't too sure of that. Because I ain't trusting what these ones are saying so far in this...
Just how much of a role Devon's influence played on the STEM attack would come out in due time. For now, though, Alec offered this explanation.
Really, there was, like, a breaking point last night with...
Ooh, a breaking point?
My siblings. They don't care.
Oh,
like,
they
no
don't care,
cares.
so you're gonna shoot up the school.
So, I'm finally gonna give in to my thoughts, because what's the point of trying to protect everyone else? What do you think about her?
Okay, hold up. You're trying to protect everyone else? Me? What's the point in trying to protect everyone else? I'm gonna give in to my thoughts and shoot up the school. Really? Shoot up the school? Because you got it so hard?
Only yesterday.
Because
As
school's
Alec
so
shared
bad.
more about the triggering moment before taking the lead on the shooting, Devon's assistance in the horrid attack began to take shape.
Did something happen at school?
Teenagers got it so hard, people, man.
What help me understand?
Not sure how shooting up a school of kids, of innocent kids, is gonna bloody help.
What was that? This kid kept calling me by my biological name.
Oh my, no way.
That's what made me lose it.
Devon
You must be
agreed that Alec's
joking me.
mood had
Shoots
been
up a
noticeably
school.
different that morning.
Today was
Because
like
they called her, him, sorry. So she was a girl, now she's a boy.
To me,
She shoots up a school because they called her a girl name.
Alec is really like going like crazy this time.
According to Alec, Devon's uncertainty had been a part of the plan all along.
He's an idiot. He's a complete idiot.
I've
So
heard it
basically
all,
anything
man.
I say, he would be like, okay, because I'm his best friend.
The
Forensic
accomplice,
research
the
has
other
found that
one,
in cases
the
where
one
there's
with the
more than
pink
one
bit of hair,
perpetrator, there's always an alpha
reckons
figure
that
to
that one was
execute
like
the plan.
forced into it.
While there can be multiple submissive characters, there's only one dominant personality. Devon's guidance counselor, Ms.
I
Wright,
really
had also
don't
shared
believe
some
that
insight on the subject with the police.
the side piece was forced into it and thought that that one would kill his family if he didn't shoot a load of people.
Was Alec bullied in any ways? I feel that Alec is a bully.
A big
This
love
would
and everyone who
require
hit
a
up that
lot more
like button.
investigation, but for the time being, the detectives prioritized establishing a timeline of events from both Devon's and Alec's perspectives.
Originally, I was gonna
It is an
figure out a way
interesting
for
story.
someone to buy me a gun, but no one would. And then
So how did this one
Devin and I
get the
had a
gun?
conversation where he was like, yeah, my parents have like a couple guns in their house.
In the other room, Devon continued his harrowing version of that morning's events.
I left school, went back to my house. Then as I was about to go inside, I opened the garage, and then Alec messaged me again.
Okay. Why were
Told me
you
to come back.
going back to your house? I was going back to my house because I was gonna call the police.
So this is like the side
And I
piece,
picked him
the
up
side
and went
man.
back to my house, and that's when he kind of seemed a little off.
But the other, like, who's
And I went
transitioning
my
into being a
basement,
bloke, will end up in a
and
woman's
that was
prison.
when he pulled out the
God knows how they're
cocaine,
gonna deal with
the
being
first
called a
time.
woman's name there.
And I told him, I was
What are
like,
they gonna do?
I
Shoot
just
up
don't
the
know,
prison?
I'm not down with this. Like, you're going kind of too far, and you're like scaring me a little bit. And I was like, I don't want you to hurt anybody at school or anything like that. I really think you need help. And that was when he started really threatening me.
Did you use the cocaine when he pulled it out?
Not the first time.
What did he do with the cocaine?
He did one line of it,
Okay.
and then we went upstairs.
I find it
According
hard
to
to believe
Alec,
that one
things
was
only
even doing much
escalated from
coke.
there.
You said you broke into his house? I didn't break into his house. I like trashed it. How did you trash? I went through looking for the key to the safe originally, and I trashed looking for it.
He knows from other times I've told him that my dad had 4 guns in the safe up in my mom's room, but it was
So
locked.
why
He didn't know
didn't
where the keys
he
were.
use the
That morning,
gun?
though, the lack of
to
keys
threaten
was
him
little
to
more
leave?
than a speed bump.
And then I led him to the safe. And
He's
that's when
saying that he was
hit a few
threatened
times
into
and
doing the
he
school
pulled it
shooting with
out. He
him.
made me pull it out.
What did he hit him with?
It makes no
The axe
sense.
he got in my garage.
I was just like,
So this
Holding it up,
one
that was
threatened him to
do
get
it.
the guns
okay.
with no gun.
After that?
He could have
He
just
just
pulled the
kept
gun on
prying
her, or
and
him, rather.
Opening the safe. And he had to help me pry it open.
According to the videos found on Alec's phone, this appeared to be the truth.
It's ridiculous. They probably set up these videos.
Open it.
I'm not being funny. How in the fuck does the girl transitioning into a boy threaten this one, so threaten him into getting the guns? He don't have to even get the guns. What's the worst could have happened? He could have saved a lot of innocent kids' lives if he didn't bother to get the guns. The fuck, man?
Additionally, when searching Devin's house,
Pussy.
police found the scene just like it was described. However, they still suspected something wasn't quite right about Devin's story.
He hit open the gun safe with the axe a bunch of times, tried with the crowbar.
Honest to God,
and
what
that's how
a
he pried
pussy
open
ass
the door without
punk.
the key. It like popped out. He was making me help him so he didn't get too tired. Because he didn't want me to be able to run away. It was wearing me
Oh,
out a
mate,
bunch,
you could have
and
just
he just kept telling me to
run in the
and I
first
just
place.
can't anymore. And so he grabbed the crowbar and pried it open and just like broke it. Basically, it's just like bent a bunch.
What were you writing on the walls?
The voices win.
The voices win.
Oh, hell no.
And
Not
where
gonna
did you write
fake
that?
mental illness too, is she? Or he,
In his
rather.
mom's closet.
More about these mysterious voices
even
and
know
the
if
nature of the writing would be
It's
investigated
technically
in due
biologically a
time.
girl or boy right
Back with
now,
Devin, he
because
told police everything he and Alec took out of the safe.
And he got all the guns from his backpack.
if she or he rather was on hormones, they'd have a beard already.
He recorded the video making me do the cocaine because he was holding it.
Making you do cocaine? Holding a
Do
gun
it.
to your head? You're the idiot who even got the guns for her, or
Had
him.
you ever done cocaine prior to that?
No, I couldn't do all of it because it was like freaking me out too much.
Oh, Lord.
Who loaded the guns?
Alex loaded all the guns, yeah.
I'm
So
not
all the guns
buying
were loaded
this
when-
He
story.
made me hand him the ammo because he grabbed all the guns and then he loaded all the guns. I had to help him carry some stuff, but I carried the ammo and then
Why
I didn't
didn't
touch the
you
guns
just
until
put the gun
he
at
made me put them in the guitar case.
that motherfucker who was
'cause he
forcing
wanted
you
it
to kill
be
kids?
conspicuous.
In the other room, Alec admitted to vandalizing Devin's mom's car and explained more about the reason.
So after you set mom's car on fire, is mom's car on fire? Tell me about that.
He spray painted it, and then I put gasoline all over it, and then
So
he
you
lit it on fire.
both lit.
When
He
searching
lit on
Devin's
fire,
house, the
okay.
police had seen this
This
for
is
themselves. The side of the car was tagged with the number 666, a pentagram,
Oh,
and the
gosh.
phrase society. The interior showed evidence of
Hardcore.
burning, but
So
the fire
hard.
had apparently gone out
They're
before
gonna
the
have it so
conflagration
easy in prison,
spread.
aren't they? Not.
In a story full of disturbing details, what Alex said next was perhaps the most hair-raising fact so far.
Go on.
How did you guys get into school when you got there?
Oh, we just walked in.
So tell me when you get to Miss Harper's room, what happens?
I lie and say, I need to talk to this kid. When really I didn't want to the room. And
This is the one who's a
Basically,
girl transitioning to a
my
boy.
aunt was in there for what
He was
reason,
shot
I don't
up at
know.
school because someone
And I was
called
like,
him
"You need
his
to leave."
original girl name.
Grace, Alec's aunt,
yeah,
who
in
goes
the
to the
comments.
same school, spoke with police too and shared her memories of the interaction.
He said that Devin was kind of upset and he thought he was going to get in a fight with our. He said he was
It's like
going to
the
calm
dumbest
Devin
reason
down.
ever to shoot up a
Speaking of
school, innit?
counselors, that morning, Devon's guidance counselor had been trying to track him down anyway. According to her, he was not on track to graduate in 3 days since he was failing all of his classes.
Oh, that was another reason that the other one said they were sad.
I hope not,
Reckon they
but
had
I feel
nothing
like
to
that's
live because they were
what it's
failing
going
class.
Devon, meanwhile, tried to explain
Nothing to
his
live
plan.
for.
I was still kind of trying to talk him out of it and get help, but my plan was to leave.
Bro, you just got him the bloody firearms to shoot the kids.
Because I was just gonna
How are you
leave
trying
my,
to stop anything?
suitcase, or not the suitcase, the guitar case in there. That the suitcase can't handle. I was just gonna, I left it in there and I went to the office and told Miss Harper I was sick. And Mitchell walked me to the office because she told me to.
You went, so you wanted to go, why did you want to go to the office?
Because I wanted to see if I could just report him and get anything, but he threatened me. He said he was still gonna kill people over the phone. He said he would kill me and everybody in the office.
Mitchell,
Well,
another
that
senior at
donkey
STEM,
got
had
the other
no
one the
idea what was about
guns,
to
man.
happen,
Why would you even
but
get him
reportedly had
guns?
problems with
Do you know what I
Alec.
mean? If you
Do you
weren't,
know Mitchell?
I never
You
talked to
know.
him. I try not to associate with him. Basically, all I ever hear about him is how he's hates me.
How do you hear that he's saying all this stuff?
Through Devin.
River.
Okay, how is Devin hearing it?
Because that's all Mitchell talks about apparently.
When the police spoke with Mitchell directly, though, he did not mention having any issue with Alec. However, he did report an incident with Devin that took place a few months earlier.
Yeah, ain't none of this a good reason to kill people.
Skinwalker death or something like that, and they turned around and, well, at least I'm not the legal way with me. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought I had crossed my mind that he would seem like kind of the person who would try to harm other students. Very sarcastic and generally kind of mean with his remarks.
Mitchell would have more to add to the investigation later. For now, the detectives continued to question Devin.
I didn't tell Mitchell.
I didn't want to tell Mitchell
You walked to the office.
because I didn't want him to freak out about anything. I wanted to get to the office so I
You
could call an
what?
adult and
You
get this
why
through
didn't
the
you
officer so
tell
I
him
wouldn't freak
so
out.
you know kids wouldn't get
So you go
murdered
back to the
or?
office, then what?
So what if
They
someone
gave me
freaks
some
out?
water and stuff, 'cause
You
I
think
said
they
I
won't
was,
freak out when people are getting
feeling sick
shot?
and dehydrated. Because I was all sweaty and freaked out from
Oh,
the cocaine.
okay.
So I just kept running, trying to lay and get him to change his mind. And then they gave me an ice pack and some water. I drank all the water with the ice pack on my head and they left the
He
room
cares
and
more
closed
about
door
the
and that's
fact
when
he
I
was
checked my
hot
phone and
than the
stuff.
fact kids
Devin
were getting
hadn't been
shot.
shy about expressing this exact concern to the officers on scene at the school, as he insisted that he only wanted to save everyone.
He came to the
Is
door
that a
outside
joke?
of the office. He'd Snapchat messaged me that he was gonna rush the office and kill me and everyone in there.
This
I didn't come
motherfucker
down.
gave the other one the guns.
And I was just super freaked out because
Now he wants to say he wanted to
this is
save
the worst
everyone.
thing I've ever been through.
Oh,
I can't remain calm when he's doing that. I was just so freaked out and shaky when I got there.
When you guys were walking down that hallway, did you guys talk about it? How did you guys decide what doors to go? Tell me about that.
I said you cover the other door. So we went through separate doors.
Devin picked up the story when he and Alec entered Miss Harper's room.
So you both enter at the same time?
I think so. And I set down the suitcase and I went to try to get leave one more time, but it seemed like he wasn't listening to me and he was pissed off. So I grabbed the suitcase and I was gonna leave, but then I saw Alec
this
look at
dick
me.
had a million chances
kinda
to
look
not
in my
only
eye
leave
and
but
he
to
knew
get
I
the
was trying
police
to
or not
leave,
give
so I
the
opened door
motherfucker the
again when I
guns.
closed it and just opened the suitcase and told everybody to stay down, not move. And then I was just gonna run.
Alec, however, added a tiny detail that had the potential to change everything.
He picks up the guitar case, acts like he's gonna leave, tells Miss Harper that he's leaving, and then goes to the door and takes off the magnet slip so no one from the outside could get in.
The magnet was a standard security feature on all the doors at STEM school that were instituted as part of the lockdown protocol. If moved from their place, the strips would immediately lock the doors, securing everyone inside and locking out anyone who is outside the room. The police likely wondered why Devon hadn't addressed this tiny detail if he was an unwilling participant. But they
Unwilling.
would return
Oh
to
my
this
lord,
later.
he provided
In the
the
course of the
guns. Ain't that
investigation, the police
good
also
enough to
spoke
know
with
that
Miss
he was a
Harper,
big
the
part of it?
teacher in room 107 when the shooting took place.
Grabs the guitar case, kind of really loud, shuffling, shuffling, shuffling. Just to the point now where it's getting weird. Like, I'm like, why are you being so loud, child? And I thought he was just being rude to his classmates. In front of the door, he drops the guitar case, blocking the door. That's when I saw him pull the gun.
Back with Devon, the police tried to clarify more details.
Who pulled out a gun first?
Alec was pulling it out, and that's when I pulled mine out and told everyone not to move because I saw Alec reach for it.
Oh, because he was so innocent.
Devon said, nobody move. And then that's when everyone started freaking out. And that's when, like, everything goes blurry.
People, imagine this one transitioning to a male.
I still can't comprehend
The final
fact that
straw
I did that.
was someone
And,
calling him his girl
like,
name,
I
his
still
original
can't
name.
comprehend what I did.
A video clip from
Great
Snapchat
reason to
hinted that
kill
this might
kids.
not have been an entirely foreign feeling for Alec.
I feel like this isn't real.
What was Devin doing this? Could you see or hear him?
No, there was like a crowd of people
Mind-blowing.
jumping towards him, trying to get the gun away from Devin. And there was the other half of the class was coming towards me. And so that's when I was like shooting aimlessly.
Kendrick and Brendan both at the same time just rushed against me, and they tackled me and hit me, which is when the gun I was holding went off.
It was so quick.
Whoa.
It was as if he said, everybody don't move.
The
And all of a
guns
sudden,
don't just
bam, he
go
takes the
off,
whole-
Did
you
you say
know.
anything to Kendrick or Brendan when they came at you?
I
Kind of have
told
to have
Kendrick
your
and Brendan
finger
when
on
they
the
were rushing
trigger.
me, I started to yell no. And I was like trying to throw it down, and that's when I threw it down. And I was like, Brendan, no, I'm serious. Hey, here's the gun. Like, there's another gun in there. Alec has 2 guns. He has a Beretta and the revolver, and he's trying to kill everyone.
When the police
But
talked
he
to
knew
Brendan
that. He
directly,
provided the
he
damn
said that's not
guns.
how his confrontation with Devon went at all.
At that moment, my brain went, this has to be a joke. But this was nanoseconds. I know it's nanoseconds because of how fast things went. Kendrick shot up, and by time
Don't expect
Devon
me
was
to
on
be,
the board, I was up
you know, on
behind Devon delivering
pink hair's
blows.
side.
During this confrontation, at the
He
whiteboard where
guilty
we were
as
trying
fuck.
to move to the ground, I heard 1 or 2 shots. 1 or 2. During the wrestle, during the initial, when he brandished the weapon, he had maybe fired. Not too sure about that, but Josh was still was doing what he needed to do. As Devon laid on the ground and his hand was coming near, he attempted to twist the pistol back towards my and Josh's head and my head. When I saw this happening, I delivered as many blows as I could to the arm and was able to peel his fingers away from the grip of the handgun.
Good.
At that point, he started apologizing. He immediately stopped resisting.
Devon, on the other hand, said he never resisted at all.
Dude's trying to make out
And I
he's
literally just let
innocent.
Brendan grab the
Some
gun
poor
and shoot it, and I
victim.
immediately told him where all the other guns were, that Alex had a gun, what his name was. I told everybody where my stuff was, where everything was.
What was Alec doing when this was happening?
I couldn't see anything because Josh and Brendan held me down.
These are like the worst
And then Brendan got all the
school
guns down,
shooters
and then
ever
I
in
don't
the
know
way
what
that
happened. I was just laying
the
on the
reason
ground,
they did
telling
it
me
is
to look for me.
dumb as
Freaked
hell.
out. I thought I heard
Totally
more
innocent
gunshots. I just
people,
heard a
not
lot
people
of
who
yelling and
ripped on them
screaming.
or kicked the shit out of them. Just
I
nothing.
was just
Just
so in shock and freaked out. My ears were ringing from the gunshot because it was really close to me because he tackled me, and that's why, like,
just
like,
absurd.
Alec offered an alternate perspective on the chaos that followed the initial gunshots.
I don't remember who shot first, but I started freaking out because I still couldn't comprehend what I was doing. And I just started
Of course you could.
shooting
You
randomly.
knew what you were doing. You wanted to
Shooting
do it.
randomly.
You
At
said you was
people, in the
angry. Someone
air,
called you
in
your
the
original
air.
girl name.
Here, tell me can you show how you were shooting?
I was just like kind of like that.
Okay. And you were moving your hand, as you were moving your hand, were you pulling the trigger?
Miss Harper, though, didn't seem to think that Alec's aim was random.
Alec, I
You can
believe,
bet it
had
wasn't.
shot at me. I had a bullet casing burn here. I tripped back and fell into the bookcase.
So that's the
and I
teacher.
fell down to the floor. I thought for a moment that Alec was standing over me to make sure I was dead, and so for a few seconds I played dead.
How many shots do you think you fired?
12.
How do you know that?
Because that's how many rounds was in the gun, and then it stopped shooting.
Alec exited the classroom intending to get the second gun. However, the students of 107 weren't having it.
So you said that a kid tackled, he was hitting on you? Or he was
Good on
hitting
the
you?
kid.
Yeah, sorry. Tell me about that.
This was after I started shooting, and
Shows what a punk that
he went onto Miss Harper's desk and jumped on
girl
me,
or boy,
and I
whatever,
tried to get out into the hallway,
is.
and then he started like banging my head against the floor.
You got
And then I,
rushed
like,
by a kid.
Bit him to get him off me, and that's when Miss Harper like shoved him away. And
You can see why these pussies needed guns.
had Alec in my hands, and I was terrified that I didn't know all of a sudden if Alec, part of me was like, am I gonna break this kid's neck? And I'm like, is this a shooter? Is this an innocent kid?
Yeah, big love whoever hit up that light.
I don't know, let go. So I let go. Everybody was getting out of the classroom screaming. I started screaming down the hallways, lockdown, 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 and my only goal was to get the rest of the school on lockdown.
She succeeded. Ms. Harper and several students made it to the office, where the lockdown alarm was activated throughout all of STEM school, saving countless lives. From there, she also called 911 and reported that 2 of the students who made it out with her had gunshot wounds.
I didn't know how many there were, so I wanted everybody on lockdown so we could see. I didn't want anybody wandering the hallways if they were there. I don't want to see it.
To be honest, the teacher could have probably helped
While Ms. Harper tried
the
to come to
issue out
terms
of
with what she lived
the
through,
idiots.
Alec explained what happened after getting tackled.
And then that's
I
when
think
the
I
teacher
would have
showed
joined
up
in
and
beating up
he was
that
in
idiot.
awe, and he took the gun and then put it on the floor because some kid got shot. I don't think he knew I was the one who had the gun. I think he just thought I was a kid who found the gun and was freaking out.
Yeah,
The
right.
teacher in question was the school IT worker, Mr. Pritchard, whose office was just across the hall from room 107. Alec was right. Mr. Pritchard had no idea
the
that
teacher.
Alec was one of the
Thought that one-
shooters.
He gave it to me very easily, and so in my mind,
Because of this one shooting up the damn school, they should all refer to her as she, innit?
Brandon's walking
Because
towards me with a semi-automatic
of what he
pistol
did,
in his hand, and he's holding it by the
the
barrel.
fact he did it
with the
because someone
handle out
called him
towards
his
me. He
girl
walks
name,
up to me
his birth name.
and hands it to me, and I take it. So at that point, I have 2
Such
pistols in my
a petty
hands.
reason, man.
I walk over and I see Kendrick.
You know what's funny?
Lying at an angle.
He's now
towards
going to
the-
end up in
the
a
front
women's
wall of the
prison because he
classroom.
ain't had surgery
Unattended in
down
the
below.
hall, Alec
That one.
took advantage of the opportunity.
I went in.
Let's see how he
put my
likes
backpack
being
to get another gun
in a
so
women's
someone else
prison
knew I had
called
that.
by his girl
And I was
name,
gonna shoot
probably
myself,
by
so I
most of the
started to walk
inmates.
away, and the security guard comes up with a gun in his hands and says, tells me to put it down. And I'm basically like, okay. I put the gun down, and he like kneed me to the ground, like put his knees on me.
The security guard, Sam, who subdued Alec, realized that something was wrong while taking his break all the way across the building. As soon as he heard the words shooting and room 107, he started running, weapon drawn. Sam spoke with the police directly multiple times.
You know, I'm asking Alec, hey, are you alone? Where's the other shooters? You know, what's going on here? Alec's only response was, kill me now. I don't deserve to live.
Why would
Things are getting
anyone
louder.
bother to kill an
They're
idiot
coming.
like
I'm
that,
like,
though?
who? Where?
They can go rot in
Alec kept
jail.
replying and saying those things to me. Just kill me now. They're getting louder. I see an AR rifle and someone in plain clothes coming through the hallway. I didn't hear a breach. I didn't hear police or any of that. And I yelled security. I fired around.
Good.
One of the bullets from the friendly fire injured someone in room 106.
Hope
Back with Alec,
not
the
an
police asked
innocent
about
person,
some
I hope.
specific details.
Do you know if you hit any kids?
I don't, my
course
aim's not good,
she
so I'm
or
not
he
sure if I hit any
does.
kids, but I know Devin shot. He fired, and I don't know if it was me or him that hit this kid.
I feel like
Do you remember
referring
that
to
one?
her as a she,
I don't remember his name.
just to annoy her.
Was it a male?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to that kid?
All I know is he was on the ground and I could hear him, like, screaming.
Like, if you want to be called he or him, then you shouldn't have killed a load of kids over being called your girl name.
I like her if it went through Kendrick, because I heard someone say exit wounds.
Statements from the witnesses revealed far more about who had been injured. As soon as Brendan noticed that Kendrick was down, he rushed to his side, while Josh kept Devin down.
I came over, immediately started tapping him. Kendrick, stay with me, you all right, you all right? No response, his breathing was completely staggered, his eyes were rolled back.
In the midst of all this chaos, Brendan managed to call 911. Help was nearer than he expected, though, as he was aided immediately by Mr. Pritchard, who's a former Navy sailor.
And I'd asked Brandon if there was anything I could use to apply pressure to Kendrick's wound. He didn't find anything, so I just went ahead and started putting pressure with my hand. At that point, he was breathing. It was like he was
Just
almost
use your
kind of
t-shirt, innit?
moaning,
Anything to
but with like some spittle coming out of his
try to
lips.
stop
I see
bleeding.
Josh laying on
Not
top
that
of
it's going to
Devin.
stop from that, but
And I looked and I saw Josh had some blood marks on his legs, but it didn't look like they were growing, so I just figured, okay, he's okay for now.
Devin Erickson, while still on the ground being held down by Josh, was going, Alec made me do it, I'm sorry, it wasn't my fault, and then just threw an absolute fit of aggravation. I got up in his face and I screamed as loud as I could, shut the fuck up. Where the Mr. Pritchard
you
then
should have given him
responded
a few
with,
bangs to
please
the
don't do that, keep your
face.
voice down. Devin
Maybe
then
broke
responded,
his
there's a
nose.
jacket out in the hallway to put pressure on. The left doorway.
While Brendan went to get the jacket, Mr. Pritchard made a grim discovery.
I looked back over and Kendrick stopped breathing at that point, and I was fearful that he had passed. You know, I tapped him on the cheek. Hey, come on, stay with me. Check for a pulse. I couldn't get one.
In the hallway, Brendan didn't find
For
the
those who
jacket.
don't know, the
Instead,
Trump
he
coin,
ran
right?
into the security guard and Alec.
Invest in it.
And from the other end of the hallway, behind a little jut
New
out from the
crypto
sides of the
coin,
platform,
Trump,
was a security guard.
is what
He was
it's called.
brandishing another Glock, and he told me to drop to the ground. I immediately did, and I yelled, 2 students have been shot, 2 students have been shot, I do not have a gun, we have one of the shooters in there.
Screw it, I'll drop
He
in
then
a
told me
few
to
more
crawl to
crypto.
him, and that is when I noticed that
stop
he had
share
the
hints.
second shooter, Alec, in handcuffs, off to the right side of the hallway. How long do you think that all took? Oh, couldn't have been more than 2 minutes.
In addition to the carnage in the classroom, Alec's next comment made
So
the
this is
situation
the
even more
girl
hair-raising.
who's
But when you
transitioned to
saw
boy,
the kids, especially Kendrick, go down,
did a school shooting
what was
over
going
being
on in
called
your head?
her
Was
girl
it
name. Like I
on
say, the
accusing
irony is
shooting,
she'll be off to a
or
women's
on an
jail.
album, or was something else going on in your head?
Everything was quiet, like, it's only quiet when, like, everything's, like, they're satisfied with what I'm doing. That's the only time they're quiet, is when I listen to them.
Alec's
When
Aunt
she
Grace
listens to
said that
who?
Alec
What, the
had previously
teachers?
reported hearing voices, but the
I
family
don't
was
believe the
unsure
voice
if this
story
was
at
true.
all.
As opposed to the silence in Alec's mind,
I want to hear
Devin
more
seemed
about
to have
these
experienced
voices
the
this one
resulting
claims to
chaos
hear.
in a blur. He only seemed to remember bits and pieces of what came next.
Then what happened? Well, I got handcuffed, obviously.
And this dude who gave the guns to the main shooter, who was there shooting with her,
And he said
him,
he was hit, and I just kept
claims to be pressured into it
absolutely
and all that
so I
shit.
can save himself. And just like, and I kept telling everyone about Alec and what he was wearing, because I didn't want other people to get hurt.
Yeah, that's why you provided the guns. That's why you were there shooting, dickhead.
Monster.
You are a
By this
monster.
point, police made
Thank
entry
you
into
for
the
the
school to attend
another
to the
thumbs
wounded,
up as well.
rescue the students, and of course, detain Alec and Devin. Meanwhile, word was getting out about the calamity at STEM. Devin's friend David recalled the chilling moment he found out what was happening.
I got a message saying that there were 3 shooters and that one of them had purple hair, and immediately I just went like, Devin, it's gotta be Devin.
With all of these statements, the police now knew what had happened. The reason why, however, remained elusive.
So why were you planning to do this?
Because that donkey got called by a girl name.
I feel like I was doing people a favor, like showing
What?
them the real world. I'm
You shitting me, right?
basically showing people how I feel.
You shot up a bunch of
So your
innocent
intention
kids
is
to
shoot
show
people?
them how you feel and show them the
Not
real
really, I
world.
just wanted to,
Oh,
I
hell no.
wanted to shoot, but I didn't necessarily want to kill anyone.
This
I
motherfucker
just
needs a
want them
good beating.
to have something bad happen to them. I'm still like
Oh, please.
completely. I'm just in awe
In
about
awe?
how I let my thoughts get to be like this. How I thought I was in
Oh,
control, but
my.
I'm not. I was just thinking,
Alright, visuals down for like 5 seconds. 5 seconds, people.
just doing what everyone expected me to.
Yeah, we'll come
Right,
to
there you go,
know
back.
that Alec was gonna hurt students or shoot the school. Or shoot anybody at the school.
Once I knew he was going to, when I saw the axe.
Bear in mind, this
and
one
started- he was,
gave
like, getting
her
really
the
pissed off
guns.
with the cocaine and stuff, and they told me I better get back.
And
I
what's
was,
the
like,
what?
thinking I
Blame
could
a
still
bit of
talk him
coke.
out of it and convince him not to, that he was just probably gonna do something stupid, because at first I thought he might just. But
Y'all really can't expect me to be
obviously
nice
not.
about
Okay.
these
So when you had the
motherfuckers
access,
shooting
when
innocent
you first
people.
thought that
That's when I was like, okay, he's serious, he's gonna like hurt me if I don't cooperate with him.
Alex said that actually wasn't the case.
What was your intention if he didn't do the cocaine?
I really wasn't gonna do anything.
Sorry, what?
This
Is he
wasn't
saying
the
he was
only
forced to
discrepancy
do
the police
coke?
had noticed. They began to press Devin harder about some of their concerns, but his responses ended up raising more questions than they answered.
when Alec
He's a
messaged
known
you
drug
and asked
user, as if
you
he
to
was
pick him up
forced
at
to do
school,
coke and all this
you went
nonsense
back to
this
school
one
to pick him
said.
up. Did you ever see a weapon on him?
No, I was just really worried about him because I thought he might hurt himself too. But I was also a little bit scared because, like, you know, I know he has all those problems and I know if he was gonna snap or something.
Alec, though, said that Devin decided he was willing to go through with the attack on his own.
We weren't gonna go through with it, but then he was like, I'm back, and like, I'll do what you want me to. And I was like, okay.
Aside from when you made threats to him at home, like with the axe and all that stuff, did you say anything to him? Threatening? Or?
It's a bit different to celeb conspiracy sacrifices
I was
and all
just-
the usual talk on here, but
I don't know. He was just like, okay with everything. I think he thought that I had a point. I think I actually got into
so
his
you
head,
had a point?
and he was listening to me.
What
On that
bloody
note,
point?
the detectives began to wrap up Alec's interrogation.
I hope no one died today.
Tragically, there was
Oh,
one fatality at the STEM shooting. Kendrick, the first student to rush Devin, had been shot twice and was pronounced dead shortly after the responding officers dragged him to safety. Officers met with Kendrick's parents to answer what questions they could, and in the process learned more about what a hero Kendrick was.
Why
His
the
parents
hero had
described
to
him as
die? The one
kind,
who
outgoing,
rushed
and a
them
friend
and tried to
to
stop
everyone.
this.
Yes. Are you surprised that he would do that? And immediately both of us were like, no, it doesn't surprise us. You're going to pull one kid out there and it has to be mine, you know, that has to have this happen. I just can't figure it out. We get to
Rest
be here
in peace to the heroic guy who rushed
Um,
one of the shooters.
since last time I seen him alive, and you know, I
At
don't
least
know
he
if
died a
we can
hero,
figure out-
died a legend.
The initial interrogation concluded, but the police would soon speak with Alec again and learn that there was still more to be uncovered.
Imagine
Devin,
the
on the
tipping
other
point
hand,
though
stuck
for
to
that
his
one
story
was
and
being
professed
called
his
her
innocence.
birth name,
Did you
her
ever
girl
try telling
name.
an adult at any point?
And this one
Yeah,
reckons
so I went to
he
the
was
office to
forced
try and
to
tell
do
the adults,
coke
and
even
I
though
was
he
gonna
does
try and
drugs
tell Miss
anyway.
Harper, but he was already in there.
And he
After
provided the
you loaded up
guns,
guns,
but he's
Yeah,
oh
he
so
had them
innocent.
loaded up and brought to the school because the thing
You
was,
know.
once he made his plan clear and had the axe, I didn't have a way to go to anybody because that was the last time we were at the house.
Did it ever cross your mind to tell an adult before that point?
No,
Ugh,
because I had
That's
all
worse.
these other reasons and all these things he was telling me, and I believed him because he's just seeming like he was fine,
but you believe killing
And he
kids was a
told,
good
like,
idea?
and he was fine. So I didn't think it was anything
Unreal.
to worry about.
You didn't think it's anything to worry about when somebody tells you don't come to school tomorrow?
I thought he was still like, he was just like, still messing with me a little bit. All of us just joke about that stuff. It's just like teenage boys do that stuff. I never thought he would do all that.
Dude, you opened up your parents' safe, got a load of guns, and gave them to her/him. What did you think was gonna happen?
In talking to so many witnesses, it became clear that Devin was known for his dark humor. However, his friend David took it one step further.
I wouldn't call him violent, I don't think, right off of the bat, but he has sociopathic tendencies. He's a very cold person. He gets angry really fast, and he's very irrational. He would have like these bipolar bursts where
What is it with some teens thinking they can, like diagnose random shit? They're not bipolar outbursts unless the motherfucker has bipolar.
Himself as soon as any kind of blame was put on him. Very big liar. He's manipulative. I see Devin as a lost cause.
It's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done that prevented it, because you seem like a pretty nice guy. Devin made these decisions on his own, and this doesn't come down on you. Just keeping it in is going to be the worst thing for you. And you're going to have a lot of friends out there that are going through the same exact thing. So be there for each other, okay? Check in on each
I
other.
don't think I've ever heard anything so ridiculous as like a girl turning into a boy who shoots up the school because someone calls them their girl name.
Another Snapchat saved on
That was
Alex's
the tipping
account
point.
offered a potential explanation
I
why.
can't get my head over that. Such a stupid reason to kill innocent people.
Devin was appearing more suspicious by the
And I
minute,
don't
but the
give no one
question of
likes
his involvement
me
wouldn't
saying
be
that is a
resolved
stupid
for quite
reason.
a while. For now, the police were unconvinced by his claims of innocence, and both Devin
I'm
and Alec were
unconvinced.
taken to jail. While in the
Yay.
county jail, Devin kept busy with many phone calls, including this fraught interaction with his parents.
The only thing was, today was like the Julia and like Dr. Tyndall thing was like, they were prepping me for the state hospital visit thing, so it was really stressful, because they were like doing like fake, like...
Devin, let's not talk about that.
Dad, this is not about the case. We're allowed to talk about this. I don't know why you're so freaking touchy.
I just always want to make sure we
That's
take the safe route.
probably
That's all.
exactly take the safe route. His dad knows the calls are recorded, so you know.
Freaking thing with you guys.
However, it wasn't just family members that Devin kept up with.
Were they gonna
It seems
play
that
crazy?
somehow, despite being under lock and key, he began a romantic relationship with a girl named Melanie.
You're my baby.
But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows in that relationship either.
You just told me that your love for me was a joke. I don't know why you call me if I make you so miserable.
Just because it's like fun.
You can tell already it's not any kind of a mature relationship. Why does the girl want to be with someone who's going to be in jail for life? And why would the school shoot her anyway? Hardly a catch, is it?
You're taking advantage of me. You're using me for your entertainment.
Dude, he's a school shooter, young girl. What do you expect?
Have a special place in your heart.
Yeah, you do. It's left. So I'm gonna dump you for Peppa Pig.
What?
If you don't shut up.
Oh.
Stop.
Gonna dump her for Peppa
There's
Pig.
tears on my face right now.
Why?
Because I don't want that to happen. And
Hopefully she learns that this is why you shouldn't get in relationships
Devin wasn't the
with
only one who kept in touch
school
with the
killers.
outside world, though. 9 months after Alec and Devin were arrested,
Surely
Alec
this
reached out
Alec
to
went to a
detectives to share
female
additional
prison.
details about the case.
In
When
the
they got to
UK,
talking,
if
many
you've
of the
got
sinister
female
details
body
the police had
parts, you'd
suspected
be in
all
a
along
female jail.
were finally confirmed.
Plan was, it was gonna look like I was the one that was killing all these people, but it was Devin, but it was gonna be pinned on me.
It was
because,
both of you.
He was going to shoot me in the head. He was gonna come out like the hero in this situation. He was gonna essentially stop me.
Why did you do that for Devin?
Because I felt like he was going through a lot of pain in life. I felt like he was going through a lot and I wanted to help him.
What if you guys got caught?
We didn't think we'd get caught.
Really?
Or get arrested?
That's super dumb.
Another
To think that
inconsistency
you won't
between
get
Alex's
caught
new
shooting
statement
up
and what
a school
Devin
full
said
of
in his
kids,
interview
I
on the
mean-
day of the shooting emerged when the investigators came to the topic of the firearms.
Who loaded the guns?
Alec loaded the guns.
Why didn't you leave then?
Because
Why
had
did
me
he
in the
provide
corner
her
of
the
closet.
guns?
I was backed up. There was no doors I could go to. He still had the guns.
None of it adds
and
up.
ammo, and a hatchet.
Devin briefly touched on this while talking with Melanie after he was arrested.
You put a gun to my head and shoot up my school.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you're not Alec.
If Alec's new story was true, it threatened to undercut Devin's accusations entirely.
At any point as this is happening, was Devin trying to leave?
No.
Get out of closet at all?
No.
Even on the day of the shooting, the police noticed issues with Devin's story and
Bro,
didn't
there's
hesitate
like
to
a
call him
million
out.
bloody issues with his
I
story.
was in the back of, so in this closet in my mom's room, there's only one door. He was on that side. The safe's laid down in the middle, and I'm on the other side of the safe. He told me to stay on that side.
Right, well, what I don't understand is how is he loading the gun?
Because he made me give him the bullets while still holding the
Why'd
hatchet.
you
He
even
grabbed
give
the
him
gun
the
with his other
bullets?
hand, and then that's
Why'd
when
you even give him the
ammo.
gun?
He told me to sit down, still holding the hatchet, put one bullet in and put it in
You
the
got
magazine
legs,
and
run.
tapped it so there's one in the chamber and he can aim at me.
Devin
Right, so
insisted
you
he was
gave him the
innocent,
bullet
but
to
something
aim
else
at
he
you.
said
Makes
that
so
day
much
led
sense.
the police to
You
believe
dick.
he was anything but.
The only way I'd let him live is if he helped me.
It's possible that Devin just got tongue-tied, but police had to wonder if this was the truth slipping through accidentally.
So a lot of this to me sounds like self-preservation.
Then why do I have videos of him threatening me? And why
Probably
do I have
set
I
it
have
up
all the
like
evidence.
that.
If you find his iPhone,
I don't know, it's a bit
you'll see
strange
video
thing,
of
innit? To film
crying
someone threatening
while he
you, to
makes
have
me
it
do
on
that.
tape. Why would he let you film
This
that?
kid gave me cocaine, and you're expecting me to think straight?
Yo, hold up. Right,
Before you did-
threatening you so bad that he let you film that? Why would that even be on film? He did cocaine anyways, like, shit.
Again, Devin said something during one of his jail calls
Oh,
that
I
made
showed
this
up at
defense
school
even
because
more
someone gave me
questionable.
coke.
The cocaine made
I
me
gave him a
aggressive.
gun and gave him the bullets.
Like,
They
literally
aimed it
about
at
to
me,
do
so I went
shrooms
along and
one
shut it
night,
up.
and then
What a load
Alex
of shit.
sent me a picture of like wanna come do cocaine, and I was like, sure. Yeah, I'm so glad I started doing cocaine because that was great for me. Can't 10 years off my lifespan.
In fact, Devin
10
claimed that his
years of his
substance use
life.
history was far more
How
extensive
the
than he'd
did he
initially let
afford
on.
10 years of coke?
Too much weed, and like I permanently did that to my brain. I was high on cough medication like
Loads of
every day for like
teenagers
4
that
months
smoke
straight.
weed, mate.
On another occasion, Devin said that Alec talked him through a particularly intense trip that included some very dangerous decisions.
And so basically Alec was like, I'm gonna stay on the call with you so you can talk to me through this. And so we he just like talked to me and I drove all the way home.
9 months later, in Alec's second interview, Devin's so-called video evidence is brought into question in a discussion with the investigators.
The videos that you made in the house, that was, tell me again why.
So it would all come together in the plan that, I have proof in case he didn't come out there. I had proof that, or he had proof that I made him do it.
Okay. To make
Set
it
up
like he was
videos.
forced into this.
It's a bit obvious they're set up videos.
Was he forced into this?
No, it was a mutual agreement. Took us a couple times, like 3 times to actually shoot this video.
Okay.
The first time, we were laughing and we couldn't get it like through the video, and then the second time, it was like I just didn't think it was convincing enough, and the third time I was like, this is good enough.
So
Yeah, I was
after the
setting
video
up
was
videos
shot,
before
are
the
you
school shooting.
still holding a gun to his head? Or
No.
do you put it down and you guys are,
It's way more
buddy-buddy
believable,
again?
because why else would it be on
No, I
film?
put the gun away.
That
The gun
one
was on
holding
safety
a
the
gun
whole
to
time.
someone's
Okay.
head
It
unless it was set
I
up.
wasn't gonna shoot him. He was talking about how he has 2 alter egos, two like split personalities, I don't know. And he was saying that one of them
2
is
alter
like the
egos.
pussy Devin, one of them's like the wimp Devin, and the other one's like has a god complex. After that, we were
So he feels he's
hugging,
got
I was
3
saying goodbye
sides to
him. He said
himself.
he was glad he met me, and he is sorry he's never gonna see me again.
During Devin's interview on the day of the shooting, the police had noticed yet another inconsistency.
So, how many times did you say you've been shooting?
Maybe like 4 times total.
Okay. So knowing that, how did Kendrick get shot?
Kendrick got shot because my finger was right there still. I was still grabbing it, my finger's right there. He bumps into me because they're rushing me.
Bro, you must have pulled the trigger. It didn't accidentally go off.
And grabbing me.
Was your finger on the trigger?
My
You're
finger was
another
next to the trigger,
idiot.
but it wasn't over the trigger because I
Well, it
wasn't
has to
gonna
be
hurt
over the
anybody. I
trigger
was
for you to
just gonna
pull it.
tell everyone to stay and then run.
You're another fucking idiot who thinks that what? Everyone's gonna believe an
So
absolute
if I tried to
bullshit
throw it
story.
down,
What was going through my head was, should I kill myself to save these people?
How would
Do you
that
mind if we
save
take a break?
them,
Absolutely.
though?
Do you
There's
need
not
any
just one
water from
shooter,
Greg?
so how
We'll
would it
step out,
save
but
everyone?
this
And
is
if
your
you was
building, so we've
thinking
got
that, you
gas
would have
lines
shot your
ready
damn
to go.
self, or you could have just ran off and stopped
What you
killing
got
them,
tonight?
doofus.
Police likely had to wonder if any show of emotion since the day of the incident was ever genuine.
Why didn't you just open the door and say, Alex got a gun, get out?
Because
he was still
he
gonna
did
shoot
not
people,
want to
but he knew
stop
he was
it.
gonna
Because
shoot
he was
somebody
still
either
gonna
way.
shoot people. That don't
but
make
I
no
was gonna try to
sense.
stop him. That's why I went to the office so I could try to
I
get
won't
to
even
an
try
adult
to
who would
stop
be
it
able
because
to
it
do
will
it,
happen.
so the school didn't people weren't
Fuck's
just
sake.
freaking out.
But you still didn't tell anybody.
Yes, because he told me he was going to the office because he was gonna kill me. And everybody inside the office.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It does matter because I was trying to save everybody, not just me.
After composing,
What?
Alex
That
said
don't even
something
make
else
no
that
sense,
invalid-
boy. If you were trying to save everybody, not just you or whatever, yeah, he shouldn't have provided the guns for one. Duh. Two, he could have just made an effort millions of times. He didn't have to shoot no one, neither
obliterated
did he?
Devon's previous claims.
I don't know how them
Did he
cops
ever
stay
tell you,
calm
"Hey,
with him.
I can't go through with this. I'm gonna refuse to go through with
Or
this.
her/him.
I'm backing out." Anything like that?
You never told me anything like that.
It wasn't just what Devon hadn't done that led investigators to suspect that he'd helped instigate the crime. Mr. Pritchard, who had tried to save Kendrick, discovered this disturbing footage of Devon leaving the office and meeting up with Alec.
I hope they both get really long-ass sentences.
He said, like, let's go or something.
Thank you for the
In his
thumbs
interview
up,
soon
people.
after the incident, the detectives had tried to get the truth from Devon, but he wouldn't budge.
So again, at what point did you try to stop him?
There was multiple times he just kept threatening me.
Not what I'm hearing.
That's exactly what you're hearing.
Literally, you're separated.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you guys anymore until I have a
He's
lawyer
getting
in my back. Get him in here
angry.
because you guys aren't listening to me. I'm telling you something. I have
They're
evidence. I can
listening.
show you all
They're
that.
just
I
not
gave you all,
believing you.
and you guys are still just making it like I tried so hard.
Yeah, you
Since
tried
Devon
so
wanted to
hard.
speak
There's
with
no
a lawyer
evidence
back
of you
then,
trying to
the
stop
detectives
shit.
departed, leaving him alone in the interrogation
The
room
dick
where
provided
his pleas
the
of
guns.
innocence
He
continued.
shot someone. He's very much involved.
I'm innocent no matter what I'll tell you.
Joker.
In the interview now, Alec's story included even more drastic changes.
Tuesday the 7th. On that specific day is when Devin had that specific class that he wanted to shoot at.
Pink hair, guilty as
Mitchell, the
fuck.
student Devon had a
The
verbal
real
altercation
comment
with, had
section.
been in room 107, but that
More
wasn't
than
all.
guilty as fuck.
Mitchell said that Devon disliked Ms. Harper because she demanded her students make an effort in class. Alec's statement seemed to support the theory that the attack was very carefully timed.
The only person I really truly remember shooting at is Mitchell. He doesn't trust him.
Where was Mitchell at when you were shooting?
He was on the ground looking up at me.
As it turned out, Alec's aim was true. Mitchell had given his statement to police from a hospital bed after the incident.
I remember just after the first gunshot, I remember standing up and running.
Like I said, people
I
want to make some
more
money.
gunshots,
Trump
someone
coin.
falling over. I run towards that door.
It's crypto released by Donald Trump.
Down, face down.
It's making people a lot of money. Also,
He
if
told
you got
police
in
that
at
he
like
and several other
18
students
hours
fled
back.
through the cafeteria and out of the school.
I run like past I want to say 4 buildings before I'm like out of breath. I'm like, this is so weird. Why am I out of breath? And then I reach behind me and feel my back. I pull my hand forward and there's blood there. I didn't know that I got shot.
Mitchell's classmates had applied pressure to the wound and called 911. When more shots were fired, later determined to have been fired by Sam,
Where our
a good
regulars are,
Samaritan
they're
had helped
normally up in
move
the
the group
comments.
inside to the
Obviously, we
safety
got a
of his
couple
house.
people, but
Paramedics arrived shortly afterwards to
there's a
take
few
Mitchell to
more
the
peeps.
hospital. Back with Alec, police learned even more about Devon's involvement in the lead-up to the crime.
Did you guys do, I guess, any other sort of research into how to carry this plan out?
Not to how to carry the plan out. It was when Sol Pais came to Colorado, and we heard that she had like Columbine tattoos. That's kind of when we started searching up Columbine.
Oh lord, so
And
that's
it
why they
wasn't
made
to execute
videos
this plan,
prior,
it was
because the
just
Columbine
I tried to
killers
put
did
two and two
similar, I
together
guess.
with Sol Pais and the Columbine.
Sol Pais was a student who received national attention when she became the subject of a large FBI manhunt after she was found armed in Colorado on the 20th anniversary of the Columbine school shooting. Given her obsession with that incident, police believed she was planning a copycat massacre at Columbine School on its anniversary. Facebook records indicated that Devin and Alec had discussed Sol Pais at length, even sending each other screenshots of her website and Instagram. Follow-up investigation had revealed even more on the subject of Columbine on Alec's Snapchat.
Tomorrow is the 20th anniversary of the Columbine shooting. It's like, geez, everything's going on
I
in 1
knew
week.
it. I swear I
In
said it at the
hindsight,
beginning of
seems
this.
disturbingly obvious why Alex saved this
Maybe I
clip.
didn't, but
Unfortunately, the video did not reveal who the
the
speaker was.
Columbine killer
The
type
police knew by
wannabes.
now that Devin's interest in Columbine was not the only
The
red
little
flag.
video setup.
Back in the
probably
early
think
days
they're
of the
making history.
investigation, one of Devin's former classmates, Brian, had shared some chilling information.
He would like just come up behind me and do like all those school shooter jokes.
Suburb,
Okay, and what
suburb.
kind of school shooter jokes would he say? When the pencil
Big
hits the
love
floor, I'm
for
gonna start
them,
shooting.
thumbs
I'm
up.
gonna take this
Likes.
0 to Columbine real quick. Okay. How often would you say stuff like that? About every day.
Back in the present with Alec, the police had a few more things they wanted to follow up on.
In the interview with
Feel
Detective
free to
Williams, you mentioned something about
feel
Gator
free to
Bug.
share this out yourselves.
Anything else?
Beautiful people.
I think it was blobfish.
Blogfish? Blobfish.
I'm sorry. Blobfish.
What is that?
That was gonna be code word for Devin shoot me.
This memory was recovered from Alec's Snapchat, proving that they had in fact used the code word.
Blobfish.
If this really was what the code word meant, it seemed that on the day of the crime, Devin would have had to know he would be shooting, if only at Alec all along. 9 months later, in Alec's new version of events, Devin was responsible for more than just the school shooting.
I was doing coke in the bathroom, and I came back, and he was like, he didn't have any
Don't
clothes
blame
on. He
cocaine,
had like his
jeez.
boxes on, that was it. And he was sitting with his mom's nail polish and painting something about like the voices playing in the corner of the closet wall.
Alex stated that it had been Devin's idea to vandalize his mother's car, and
That don't surprise me at all.
Did you guys ever have a
That
conversation
the other
about
one wanted to do that. Probably
locking
part of
the doors?
pretending he was forced
We
into
did have a conversation about
shooting
taking the
up the
magnet
school.
strip off the doors.
With the security compromised at school, protecting everyone inside was the top priority. This was one of the main topics Sam discussed with the police. He said that STEM school was the only location where he was directed to not be armed, which felt odd to him. He chose to carry his weapon anyway, with the intention of protecting as many students as possible
Why
in the
was he
event of
told to
violence.
not be armed, the security
Despite
guy?
saving lives on May 7th, Sam still expressed regret that he did not do more.
I guess one kid was just reported dead.
Yeah. Yep. So, but
did the best I can, man.
I don't have any doubt that you, by your actions, saved lives.
oh yeah, you took literally one of the two shooters out.
I just wish I could have saved all of them.
Oh, wicked. He took one of the
Devin had
shooters
reached
out?
to police
Oh,
9 months ago,
not
the
with,
day
like,
after
the
he ended
bullet
his first interrogation
but
by
still.
asking for a lawyer.
This one's a total douche. Imagine pretending he was, like, forced into being a school shooter. That is just so lame. He provided the bloody guns.
Devin, are you aware that this was all over the media?
You watch next, still try to play crazy.
Assumed it would be that.
Fucking douchebag.
So this might be your last opportunity to kind of tell the world what happened.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Did you help Alex carry this through?
Only the part he made me.
At any point, did you plan on doing what Alex told you?
No, at no point did I plan on going through with this plan.
When asked about the perspective now, Alec had this to say.
I've changed my perspective on change my perspective has changed on me trying to protect Devin, and I need
You
to
shouldn't try to protect him.
keep my promises.
Who are you talking about in terms of your promises?
I'm not crazy. I talk to Kendrick a lot.
Oh, the guy that pink hair shot.
I promised that I would do good for him. I promised I'm gonna help everyone that I can for him. I promise I'm gonna change for the better for him.
In 2020, Alec McKinney was sentenced to life in prison, plus 38 years after pleading guilty on several charges.
Good.
Alec was ultimately convicted of 11 charges, including but not limited to murder after deliberation, murder with extreme indifference,
I hope the
attempted
pink
murder,
hair one
and
gets
possession of a weapon on
just
school
as many, if not
grounds.
more.
Subsequently, Devin and Melanie did a lot of theorizing over the phone regarding what his fate would be.
There was no overkill.
No overkill? The whole thing was over.
Which, like, obviously you didn't. But, like, there's a lot of things that, like, show that you're not, like, a violent person.
Yeah, I wish
Not a
the DA would
violent
just give me a
person.
deal so I didn't have to go to trial, so I could just skirt. Call was recorded and monitored. So, DA Brockler, if you're listening, I'll vote for you. Dude, if I told you that the police in my parents' have that I'm gonna get out in like 3 years.
I mean, that'd be sick.
3 years?
but
Ha!
no.
You tripping, boy?
No, it's not.
Melanie was
tripping.
right. On September 17th, 2021, Devin Erickson was sentenced to life in prison, plus 1,282 years,
Yo!
despite entering a plea of not guilty.
Good.
He was convicted
Look
on
at that.
36 charges in total, including murder after deliberation,
1,200 and something
indifference,
years.
multiple counts of attempted murder, theft, reckless endangerment, and more. He is not eligible for parole. The robotics lab at STEM school has since been renamed in honor of Kendrick. His heroic actions meant that his was the only life lost that day at STEM. His
But
parents
he a
still
hero
visit
with
his
a
grave
legacy for
every
life.
day. The other 8 victims all physically recovered, though the psychological impact on everyone at STEM is incomprehensible.
1,000 years. He deserves that, and he deserves fucking more, man. Y'all seen that actual footage of them
Shot twice.
whacking it up?
Get his upper body up. Carry him like he's been taught. Come on, bro. It's not the way it's gonna work.
As the race to save Kendrick's life continued, the officer guarding the
Just have
suspect
a
turned
quick
to the 2
butchers through the
witnesses in the
police
hall for
report.
further
Or
information.
police footage, you know what I mean?
As soon as I grabbed him, that's when I saw you guys come in, I dropped my gun.
Okay. Did you shoot at all?
I shot one round, and I realized.
Did you hit anybody?
No, I realized it was one of your guys, and I dropped my gun.
I gotcha.
That's right. The security guard had been the one to fire at police. In addition to the chaos at the school,
fired
more
at the police
frantic calls were coming
security
in,
man.
not only from students and teachers, but now parents who had heard about the situation.
My son is at STEM Academy, and he just texted me that there were gunshots in his school, and he's really scared, and he's right. Okay, do not go to the school.
Well, how y'all feel about TikTok banned in America?
Activity. You need to stay away from the school.
It's cut off.
This is true. Ma'am, you need to
I think it's
stay
set
away
up
from
so
the
Trump
school,
can try
okay?
reinstall it.
All right.
Whatever.
Not all of the parents got the message, though, and began to show up to the still active scene.
Get in the cars. Get away. I don't care where you go. Just go away.
Closer to the school, other officers had finally succeeded in moving Kendrick outside, only to face a new problem.
I got a chest medic close. Do we have any medics? I got a chest seal right here. He's right here. You gotta start treating him on his own. I need a medic! We need it! Now!
While tensions run high in this life and death situation, officers still have to wrangle to find the second shooter. In situations like these, paramedics usually do not enter the scene immediately for their own safety. SWAT medics usually make contact faster, but at this time, they were still on the way.
Okay, ready? Hold on. We gotta go one at a time. We need to get him at least in a recovery. There's not much else we can do for him without fire. Let's get him on the side this way.
Inside, another group of officers came across a second victim.
Still with us.
Thankfully, this injured student
Like
was
and
still
sub, we got
conscious.
better ish to come.
Just breathe, okay? Ready? Okay, guys, so we got a scene
Switching up,
here, so 106. Wait, escort,
the view.
armed escort.
We'll have a more stable view.
Left.
The second victim was not the only thing police found. A boy with purple hair, matching the description of the second shooter, turned up in one of the classrooms.
Just got one in here.
I just gotta lock it
Devin
on.
Erickson. Devin Erickson. Devin Erickson.
This is how motherfucker play innocent. He gets over 1,000 years in jail though.
I know what he had on him.
So much for him playing innocent, right?
And he's transgender, so he's gonna have a binder on underneath, a black binder on. This is Alex? This is Alex.
Why does it matter what color the thing binding the boobs of the thing is? He's a
Devin was
douche
18
pretending
years
he
old,
was
but
bullied,
at 16,
technically
Alec
bullied
was
into
still
it
a
by a
minor.
girl. Yeah, one sec,
Speaking of
peeps.
Alec, out in the
Visuals
hall,
coming back.
police witnessed increasingly
I'm
strange
setting it up
behavior.
so y'all get a better picture. Alright, let's see what this would do. From here, from that angle, where we go. Is that gonna be too close?
You're not going anywhere, trust me. You move some, you're gonna get broken, you understand that?
Broken.
Sit right there.
Police would learn more about what to make of this strange outburst later.
Just trying to clock this so that it's
the first clue in a series of increasingly harrowing items of evidence investigators would discover.
yeah, that's gotta be a bit, maybe a tiny bit more. Like that kind of shit. If we go down first, that way. This is a tee up.
I was just supposed to watch the tour.
Wait, what we got on view?
I have proof.
It's a
My house might be
tee
on
up.
fire as well. It's next to Thunder Ridge. He tried to light
He
my
knew
mom's
damn well his house went on no damn fire. Bear in mind, peeps, he's the one who got how many years? 1,200 years in jail for the damn thing. Yeah, he's big.
Somebody just out, you said they tried to light his house on fire.
My pets are in there.
Yeah, you give so much shit about your pets, don't you, boy?
We're gonna move these guys here in a minute. Just stand by. We're gonna move them out.
Listen, I need to know any other people involved in this.
Any people involved? I don't think so, but there's a chest rig in my car though that he had. I don't know if he put anything in the pockets.
That slight bit of you, I guess, but not exactly. Where put this shit back? I get what's behind there that's messing that up.
Hold on just a second.
Is that better?
Alec and Devin might have gotten to leave, but for law enforcement and everyone else at the school, things were only just beginning. The rest of the school still needed to be
Then
cleared,
it needs to
and the
be
students evacuated.
that show dead and what's like that news?
Hands up, everyone, keep your hands up. You're okay. You guys are doing okay. Hands up. You're okay. Keep moving. Come with me. We're gonna look over that way. We're gonna look over this way. We're gonna go this way. One over there. Look over there. Look over there. See those guys waving over there? Go over there.
Yeah, and they're the wrong way to move.
Were identified. The uninjured students were evacuated to a nearby rec center to unite with their families. Officers would remain stationed at the school as well. Those on scene tried to make sense of the situation as they kept the scene
Like I said,
secure.
Trump coin. So crypto new out. And make some bank on it.
Devin, the suspect with purple hair, continued to exhibit signs of distress as he arrived at the police station. He waited in an interrogation room while the police dealt with his companion Alec. Alec's arrival and interrogation did not go nearly as smoothly. At only 16 years old, Alec's mother needed to be contacted before questioning could take place. But this was not the only issue.
We're switching up topics soon.
A bullet was fall out of his pocket.
The bullet was collected, and Alec's hands were also placed in paper bags to preserve evidence like gunshot residue for crime scene technicians. After these tasks were complete, it wasn't long before Alec's mother, Morgan, was brought in.
Alright, I'm running to the bathroom. Be right back.
Has your name officially been changed to Alec? No. It's Maya? Okay. But I will call you Alec.
Because Alec was a minor, the detectives read the required Miranda rights to both Alec and Morgan. Alec remained willing to talk.
Do you agree to answer questions with me without a lawyer? Okay. Mom, since I'm here, saying that he's waiving his rights. He's gonna talk to me without a lawyer present. So you also have a right. Mom can stay in. Mom can leave. She can.
The detectives gave Alec and Morgan a moment to talk things over and come to an agreement on how to proceed.
I have nothing. You do. You do. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know that. Don't act stupid. You just tell. Oh, sure. I'm not doing that. This isn't your fault. Just know that my work for you is unconditional.
They eventually agreed that Alec would converse with the detectives alone, and Morgan signed off on Alec's waiver of rights before stepping out. A crime scene technician entered next to collect swabs of Alec's hands to test for gunshot residue and take booking photos.
You should someone watch this, my mom.
Alright, we back. Back up in
According to
this.
police reports and what Alec later shared with the investigators, Alec's mother suffered from stress-induced seizures and other medical conditions.
Like
When the
rubbish
CSI
that
technician had
builds up
finished her
quite
work,
quick up in
the detectives returned to get to the heart of the matter.
Are you sure you're physically okay? Okay. And I just need to ask, is there one or two of you? Is there a third out there that helped you? So it's the two of you?
Several rooms over, Devin was also prepped for interrogation.
Alright, we got a
However,
new
the
topic.
conversation police were about to have would not go anything like they expected.
Alright, so.
I know all my rates, I just want you guys to get it. Okay. That's why I'm talking so much.
We wanna do this.
I've known Alec for really just this semester.
With Alec, the detectives began with a similar
There are the regulars
question.
up in there.
So it's the beginning of this year.
So a little bit more techie choosing rather. The
Probably the worst experience.
Tell me why.
subjects we'll focus on first, but
How long have you been Alec?
real sort of.
I came with my friends in about 8th grade.
8th grade?
You just pour out
Has
the
the
drink.
transition been smooth or has it been rough or what's been going
It's
on
been
with
really
that?
hard.
Tell me why it's been hard.
I just have to live with the fact that no one sees me for me, and I'll never be what I be. Anything, I'm not a boy, I'm not a girl, I'm just nothing.
Hardly a reason to shoot up a school, is it?
So I've been ready
Not a
for
boy,
this
not a
for
girl,
couple
just
weeks
nothing.
now.
Okay, whatever.
And I texted Devin and I said, let's hang out, basically. And then
You're a school
I was
shooter
talking
now.
about it, and he
There
was
you go.
like,
You got an identity.
like, what's your motive? I'm talking about how I know what people say about me. I'm not dumb. I gave them a reason
Dumb
to
enough
be
to shoot
scared
up a
because they need
school.
to think about how what you really say can drive someone to do this.
Alec
Right.
agreed to let the police download data from the
Because
pink
it's
iPhone
real normal to
mentioned
shoot
earlier,
schools up
including
because
social
someone
media
calls you
ads.
a girl.
But most information was found on
When you was a
Snapchat
girl
and
till
told
what, a year
investigators that
before
there
or
was much
whatever.
more to the case than first.
Crazy in front of all these people. Disney.
Wow. That was the day.
Alright,
December 28, 1991.
we got some new
I
shit.
remember, my phone was ringing and
New
people want
shit
tickets.
exclusive.
Do you have tickets? You give me tickets.
How y'all doing this morning?
At 22, Sean was a genius at marketing.
They promoted it
like it was in a 10,000 seat arena.
Alright, so Realize Boss, REALEYESBARS.
WBLS promoted.
Well, we'll be back. We're
It was
back
a
for
10,000
y'all
seat.
soon.
City College holds 2,700.
Alright, love on y'all. See
Not
you
only was
soon.
it filled
Subscribe,
inside,
like, love,
there was
mwah, all
probably
of that.
just as
Boom.
many people outside that
2025,
couldn't get
January.
inside.